Hi, and welcome to Lavonne's Kitchen. Today in the kitchen, I am cooking some cheesy, garlicky, scalloped potatoes. I love potatoes. Yes, and then nothing goes good with potatoes except cheese. So, let's get to it. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with showing you my ingredients. Of course, the star of the show would be some potatoes, which I've already peeled. And I have them sitting in ice water because I don't want them to turn brown, okay? I haven't sliced them up yet. And then I have some butter, which I have already added some to my skillet that I'm going to add onions to. Let me see. So, for this, I'm making a sauce. And to start my sauce off is almost the same recipe as my onion gravy. If you guys haven't seen my onion gravy from scratch recipe, make sure you go check that out. Because this is starting off basically with the same recipe as the onion gravy, except we're gonna start adding things to it and make it into a cheese sauce. So, while I'm showing you what I wanna do, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Let these onions go ahead and start to cook for a little bit. So, just put them in the butter and let them sit there, hang out in there for a minute. All right. So I've got some Pam that I'm gonna spray my pan with so that my potatoes don't stick to the pan, okay? Got some chicken broth, some sour cream. I have half and half and some evaporated milk. You already saw my butter. So I've got a couple of different types of cheeses. This is just cheddar cheese, and you know how I love my Mexican three blend cheese. So I've got those two cheeses, and I have some Parmesan cheese. Matter of fact, while I'm telling you about my cheeses, I'm gonna go ahead and mix all of those cheeses together. Let's see, we're gonna just mix them all together. That way we can get some of those bowls out of the way. All right, now I have some all-purpose flour, some kosher salt, some black pepper, and some garlic powder, okay? So what I want to do, brown these up, let them get translucent, and I'm gonna go ahead and make my cheese sauce for those. And while those are cooking, guess what? You know what I need you to do. That's right. Hit that subscribe button so that you can come down in the comments and talk to me about recipes that you've seen me cook, recipes that you want to see me cook, and all that good stuff, okay? So I'm going to let those cook for a minute, and I will be back. Okay, so like I said, it's similar to my onion gravy recipe. So we've got our butter and our onions. I'm gonna go ahead and add some flour to that. Whisk it around. Let that flour cook in there. Make sure that that floury taste is cooked out because we don't want that floury taste, okay? Just keep stirring it really well. Let me see. Get my spoon to stir it. There we go. Make sure you look for all the white bits and pieces because you don't want that flour in there. You don't want that floury taste. Doesn't take long to make it though. I'll go ahead. Add my chicken broth. Make sure that that's all cooked. Yeah. Okay. Start to add my chicken broth. Make sure you keep stirring. You don't want lumps, so you make sure you keep stirring. I'm gonna add this entire thing of chicken broth, and it's 32 ounces. Now, as you know, that the skillet was hot, those onions were hot, but now it's not as hot. So what I want to do is add my cheese while it's not too hot, because I'm gonna mix this cheese up. I don't want my cheese to burn, so I don't want to put it in something really, really hot. You're supposed to melt cheese kind of slowly so that it doesn't stick and burn. And then I just wanted to mix it up a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that. Just about half of it, and just go ahead and stir it in there. Just want half of it in there right now, okay? To that, I'm gonna go ahead and add some of my half and half. You can use heavy whipping cream with this, but since I'm not using heavy whipping cream, I'm gonna use the evaporated milk. I'm gonna add my 2 milks so that when my cheese does melt, it's gonna be nice and creamy. Now, this evaporated milk not only makes it creamy, but it gives it a really good flavor. If you guys have ever seen my macaroni and cheese, you know I always use evaporated milk in my macaroni and cheese video. So check out that macaroni and cheese video when you get a chance. As you can see, it's starting to melt. So we're gonna add a little more. There we go. As that's melting, I'm gonna go ahead and add my seasonings. I'm gonna add some black pepper, some garlic powder, lots of garlic powder, and some kosher salt. Potatoes need a lot of salt as well, so make sure you are generous with the salt. And I'm just gonna let this go ahead and simmer for a while until it gets nice and thick and creamy. And then we're gonna set that to the side while we go ahead and slice up our potatoes. Make sure nothing's sticking to the bottom. There we go. We don't want any cheese sticking to the bottom. As you can see, it's starting to thicken up, which is exactly what we want it to do. So I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit and just let it sit there, simmer, and thicken. So while my cheese sauce is cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and slice up my potatoes with this mandolin, and I want you to see this. See how thin it is? You can almost see through it. It's so thin. I want them to be that thin, okay? And of course, you could do this with a knife, but this is easy. Look at this. Perfect. So we've cut up our potatoes. I sprayed my pan and I layered a layer of potatoes in there. Next thing I'm going to do is just sprinkle just a little garlic powder, just a little. Oh, I did that backwards. I was supposed to put my sour cream on there first. That's all right. We'll figure it out. And then a little pepper. Okay. Yeah, I say a little, but that look like a lot, don't it? All right, so what I want to do is just put a little bit of sour cream on there. And since I put that on there first, I'm not going to be able to spread it like I was supposed to, which is okay. We'll put it on there. We'll get it don't want a whole lot of sour cream, just a smidgen. There we go, good enough. So our cheese sauce, which is absolutely delicious. I tasted this. Can you see? Look at this. It has all those onions and all that cheese in there. It is absolutely delicious. So make sure you have a ladle to do this part of the process. And just ladle a little of that sauce on top. And then what I'm gonna do is add another layer of potatoes and do the whole, repeat the process, okay? Until our pan is at the top. So here's our second layer of potatoes, and I'm gonna do it right this time. I was supposed to put the sour cream on as soon as I put the potatoes in there. So I'm gonna do that. You gotta be real soft when you spread these because you don't want to be moving your potatoes all over the place, okay? You don't need a lot of this. Okay, so I'm gonna add just a little layer of cheese. Don't need a lot because that sauce is very cheesy, okay? And I told you these were cheesy scalloped potatoes. So that extra little layer is making it cheesy. We're gonna put our cheese sauce on top, those onions in there, and then we're gonna probably be able to get one more layer. We'll see. Just wanna make sure that once everything's in there, it's full to the top. Okay, one more layer and I think we'll be at the top. Okay, so for my top layer, I added my Mexican 3 cheese blend. I mean, it's 4 cheese. I keep saying 3. It's a 4 cheese blend. And I put that on the top. I'm going to cover this and put it in a 400-degree oven. I had a lot of potatoes left, so I'm gonna make another one while this one's in the oven cooking. When that comes out, just wait for it. Wait for it. Okay, so I have taken my potatoes out of the oven and I have let them cool down, and I brought them downstairs because they're for a birthday party for my buddy Mike Ryan. Say happy birthday, everybody. And my buddy happy Kevin. Birthday. They're gonna taste them with me and let you guys know what they taste like. Here, look at that. Look at that. It's kind of cheesy on top. Remember I told you they were going to be cheesy potatoes.
Kind of like our jokes.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
I hope they are
So it's all in
because
here?
my sous chef told me they were
soft.
done. If these are not done, then that pan is done.
And they're hot.
Okay. And I want to taste some. You know me, I'm always burning myself, and it's hot.
That's fantastic.
Ooh, it's hot. Ooh, they smell good though.
Good job.
Not bad. Well, those are my cheesy, garlicky, scalloped potatoes. And these are my friends. And I want to say thank you for joining me in Lavonne's kitchen. And guess what? I'll see you next time in the kitchen. Bye.
Bye.